Well, hello, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Guess what, y'all? It's that time of the week. It is Marie with Just Go Talk, Keep It Real, and Move Forward. Let me tell you what a week it has been. I surely hope that y'all week has kicked off into an amazing start. And if it didn't, hope that you made it a good day today. So anyhow, as we are waiting for the majority to kind of join us tonight, we are stream living right now on YouTube, Just Gorgeous TV and whatnot, as we are sharing, and I am sharing the link and whatnot. Make sure that nobody misses, because guess what? We were talking about iron sharpens iron, right? And this is actually the fourth and the last principle of iron sharpening iron. If you did not join me when this all kicked off a couple of weeks ago, because if you have not noticed, today we're talking about principle of willingness. I don't know why I'm having an issue just pronouncing that. Maybe it's my day, but what have you, what not. It's all good. Guess what? I am willingly coming on here, Just Gorgeous TV, just to share some goodness with each and every one of you. And I am just hoping that y'all will share this goodness with others. So anyhow, ta-da! Ha. Y'all want to hear something funny? Because right before I got on this live, earlier we were having, I'll tell you, it's been a struggle out here in the rural areas with our Wi-Fi internet. And I had to get everything all, up to date, like literally just drop some dough in order for all this to make sense, to empower and equip and motivate y'all in regards to what is going on in my world. But back to what I was saying before I got on this live. This is so funny. My son texts me that our cow like literally ate our wire box. Huh. Yes, for real, for real. So that was kind of interesting. And not only the electrical box, but apparently she chewed like the wire for our water. So, when you live out in the country and you on a ranch, I'm all, for those of you who knows what the life like, I don't know why my Jersey cow wants to chew on things. Like, it just doesn't even make sense, but okay, whatever, we'll fix it. And I'm kind of like, I'm about to get on this live. So just thought I'd share that with y'all tonight. But anyhow, for those of you who are tuning in, let me know that you're on this broadcast. Go ahead and press a like, share, and also don't forget to subscribe, y'all, because you know what? I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. Going to, get to the point and just truly have fun, okay, while I am delivering some amazing tips for you. So today we're going to talk about principle of willingness. What does that mean? Okay, well, if you are going to Google it, okay, y'all going to Google it. Google says willingness means the quality or state of being prepared to do something, and just literally for you to be ready. Because guess what? I was ready to come on this live broadcast and give you some nuggets and drop some wisdom Wednesday. But then, our cow baby wants to be all up in the mix of things, But hey, I didn't let that distract me, because guess what, y'all? I was willing and able and ready to deliver some message today. So, my goodness gracious. And before I get started, I'm going to go ahead and kick off with a scripture, okay? And the scripture is found in the book of Chronicles. First Chronicles, verse 29, verse 9. Then the people rejoiced, for that they offered willingly. Woo! Because with perfect heart. Who has a perfect heart? Do you have a perfect heart? Do you? Okay. Let me finish reading. That they offered willingly to the Lord. And David the king also rejoiced with great joy. Isn't that amazing? Many of us continues to go on with our day and we forget that all these things that we do now, good, bad, or indifference, good experience, bad experience, horrified, horrible experience, all that is in the Bible, y'all. And the amazing thing is that the Bible gives us some basic instructions, right, before we leave this world. And here's the cool thing about it. Ladies and gentlemen, there are people that has done this stuff like over 6,000 years ago. Okay. So you and I are not alone. Okay. So today we want to think to ourselves, what were you willing to do with a graceful or giving heart? Because some of us may be given and we talking like pissed off if you are from my culture, okay? Because yes, I am Samoan, and in the Samoan community, we have a whole lot of what you call fa'alawe. Lave means there's whenever there is let me see here. What is the appropriate way of saying fa'alawe? Because fa'alawe in English, in my opinion, practically means like you getting in my way. Like you all up in the mix, okay? Like you are, like you, yeah. And if you're Samoan, you watching this broadcast, please go ahead and correct me. But we have everything. I mean, if somebody's sick, somebody's in the hospital, like weddings, I mean, anything and everything under the moon. If you are from my culture, let me tell you, there is lots of money involved, okay? And lots of things that you got to do involved. I mean, I am sure that if you are working in the corporate world and you got aunties of aunties and mamas and grandmas, I mean, I'm sure that your boss or your manager at your work is kind of like, how many people do you have in your family that are either getting married or have passed away? I mean, let's just keep it real. That's what this show is all about, right? So, if you are kind of like the chief or the head chief or literally the person or like the matriarch of your family, that person will call everybody and their mama and their kids and the grandkids, okay? Because you got to, bring in the funds in order for you to take to help. I mean, you may not even know them, but your parents may know somebody or somebody's. You catch my drift? We may not even be connected directly, but they call upon us, to provide funds. And the point that I'm getting to is that, let me tell you, there's been times that my mama has called us to put together funds and I was not willing to do it. I'm like, I don't even know that person. Why am I even giving my hard-earned money for this person? But in my culture, that's just what you do. And you never make sense of it. I still can't make sense of it. But bless heart, we did it. And there were times, and I'm going to be honest, that I could not do it. I gave it because my mom said so. She was the boss Queen B. When Queen B says you got to give, or you'll never hear the end of it, right? You will never hear the end of it. It's kind of like you're that bad child that never did anything that she asked, but then she forget all the other things that you've done. But anyhow, the moral and the point of my story tonight, we are talking about the principle of willingness. Okay. In the Bible, it tells us that people were so willingly to give offerings and all these good stuff in the name of the Lord. Now, we don't want to go to the other segment, okay? Because we're not doing any type of preaching here. That's not what this is about. This is Wisdom Wednesday. Just want to give you some nuggets that, when we do things, when we have partners, when we have peers, coworkers, or teams, we have to be willingly come together as a team in order for us to make things work. And it's the same for our household, right? When we all contribute. And isn't it amazing that when we contribute willingly, it just makes it that much more fun because, me as a mom with 7 kids and 6 grandbabies and whatnot, it's like when I have the chore list, You would think the kids would actually willingly be so excited, like, oh, it's my day. It's my day to do the dishes. I don't know what the thing is about dishes, but they hate dishes. But anyhow, it is amazing to see your children, your partner, your friends, your spouse, or your team members, or even those that you report to or within your leadership group who are willing to contribute to the greater good to be successful. Does that make sense? If you are watching, say hello, somebody, because, say hello. Say hello. Okay? But anyhow, I am just so excited because there is no interruption. There is no disruptions from the Wi-Fi and all that stuff because I had to completely upgrade the system to make sure that we deliver the message without any interference. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, both parties has to absolutely be in the full agreement to want what is best for each other, okay? Because in the last couple of weeks, I talked about the principle of relationships, principle of accountability, principle of motivation last week. And this week, and it closes out the principles of iron sharpening iron, is that are you willing? Are you willing to give all of you to another? Are you willing to give your 150%, not 99.9% in what you're doing at work or at home or in your relationship, in your marriage, in your friendship, or what have you, right? You always hear it's a two-way street. And a lot of people say it's 50-50 when I don't believe it's a 50-50. I believe strongly it needs to be 100-100. If y'all watch the movie that Tyler Perry, one of them, Why Did I Get Married or something like that, when they were talking about 80-20 and it needs to be flipped. Well, ladies and gents, why does it have to be 50-50, 70-30, 80-20, 90-10, 99.9? Why can't it be 100%, right? Whenever we are sincere, when we are sincere to do things for another, don't you have that feeling of like solitude, gratitude? Like it's satisfying, right? Especially when we are all in love, or especially when we are parents of children. Like, although we want to say no, and we do say no. And if the child asks you more than like twice or 3 times or 10,000 times, you may be upset in the beginning because you don't want to give in. But then when you do it, just to see them happy is satisfying, right? Well, it's the same perspective. It's the same impact, that we do in everything that we are a part of in life. That goes along with your job, that goes along with your school, that goes along with your business, that goes along with your friendship, relationship, your prayer ministries, and whatnot. Because guess what? It is so imperative to receive or to give. And the fruits of your labor may not necessarily come from those who receive. Guess what, y'all? There's a greater purpose. And that is God. Hello, right? 9 times out of 10, we often do things for those who we care about, because you sure won't do things for those you don't care about, or nor do you love. But when you are getting to know somebody, right? You're getting all giddy, feeling all the butterflies. You're like, ooh, I want to get this. Ooh, I want to do this. I want to do that. You are absolutely willing to do something for that someone because it's coming from the heart. Now, what if it doesn't come from the heart? What if is it because you're getting paid, and in order for you to earn your pay, you may be like half-ass your willingness. You're like, how your kids stomp their feet because they got to do some chores, and they're stomping from their bedroom all the way to the living room, and then it just pisses you off. But anyhow, it's the same thing at the employer, y'all. Okay. But the reason why you're willing to do it is because you get paid to do it. Now, how about when you do something for someone wholeheartedly and willingly? Man, when you are in that moment of the satisfaction of seeing that person happy, seeing that person with joy, seeing that person just like, oh my gosh, right? They get all googly eyed, their eyes are all cross-eyed. But anyhow, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But at the same time, we have to be willing to accept constructive criticism for our growth. Boom, right? Just because we are willing to do things for others, let's be willing to receive constructive, positive criticism to help us get to the next level. Because guess what? It is natural for us to be all like, what did you just tell me? Right? That's when that pride kicks in. Did y'all know that there's spiritual pride too? Yes. Oh, let me tell you. Right? Just because you read the Bible, all 66 volumes from the first page to the end, that doesn't make you any smarter. But guess what? It happens. It happened to me. It really did. And, the Lord had to like kick me down and be like, Marie, you need to take 100 seats back because you're still drinking milk, right? You can't chew on meat yet. And I'm still in preschool. I haven't graduated yet. The Lord hasn't moved me to kindergarten, y'all. So the kingdom of God also has a org chart. It's very structured and it's very organized, right? You got to learn and you got to crawl before you walk, and you got to walk before you run, and you definitely need to run before you can fly, okay? Before you get to the sky that is no limit. But anyhow, let me get back to my point here because I'm getting too excited, right? The point is that it is really, really imperative for us to be willing to accept when we are being corrected, because we don't like that. We don't like people. We automatically put judgment versus correction. Have you ever tried to correct somebody and they're like, oh, you judging me? Hold up. Do you know the difference? Okay. Do you know the difference? If you're saying it's A, B, C, D, E, and you're saying it's A, B, F, and G, I mean, hello, let me correct you because you missed a couple of letters in the alphabet. And somebody will automatically say, you are judging me, because that's just the way I say it. But anyhow, my point is, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you are willing to do things for others out of the goodness of your heart, whether they return the favor or not, God is watching you. Don't forget that there's always been a 24/7 video camera on you all along. You think technology is so far into the high level status of capabilities? Guess what? Moses went up to Mount Zion, came down with the 10 commandments from the cloud. Y'all, now we are storing stuff in the cloud. Hello, it was in the Bible, right? When they started calling our tablets, the 10th commandment was a tablet. Hello, right? So let's just take it back. Take it back to the roots of all things. Cameras all started, coming into the industry, 30, 40 years ago, I believe, or maybe even longer, because, there's a whole lot of hidden stuff behind the scenes, but we won't go there. It's a whole nother segment. If you think Big Brother is watching you, I don't even think, let me correct myself, I don't believe we should fear Big Brother or the government and all that watching us. You and I need to fear the man that created you and I and this universe. Boom. And that is God. He is watching you and I, right? And It is crazy because my mind just went into a whole different side when I was talking about that. So you, isn't it amazing when you're obedient to the Lord that he is willingly able to answer your prayers? Because let me tell you, Father has answered a lot of my prayers. He sure has. And it's so easy for us to forget, just like we're easily the things that some people have done for us, right? It is so natural because don't forget that there is an enemy, all right, that is that is roaming like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. That is devour. That's in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. But ladies and gentlemen, being willingly to accept correction, accept constructive criticism, accept the fact that not everybody is going to do the same thing for you that you have done for them, to accept that things will change and that you have to be willing to move accordingly of what is right, and know that if the reward is not here on earth, there's a greater reward that is waiting for you. It is so beautiful to know that when we do fall short, right? And when we feel like we're just giving and giving, because I've been there, ooh, let me tell you, I have give so much. Sometimes I feel like I've given so much and I feel like not much has came back. But because of Jesus has taught me the fact, look, if you're going to do it with your whole heart, let it go. Let it go. Let it go, right? And it's so beautiful and it's so amazing to have that satisfaction to know that you can't change whoever the receiver is. But the fact that it is so imperative for us to acknowledge that the things that we are willing to do for the greater good, because we are serving a mighty God who is the Word of God, who is Jesus Christ, is beyond us. Because there is so much going on in the world today. And man, it is so much going on in the world today. And I would like to encourage each and every one of you to give up the will willingly to Jesus Christ. Let God take care of the things and all the noise and all the destruction and all the craziness around you. Be built and be founded on rock versus sand, because guess what, y'all? Sand, you will sink. On rock, you stand firm, okay? And if you are willingly to just say, you know what, this is too much for me, and give it to the Lord, let him carry your burdens to ease up your yoke, my goodness gracious, it is a life-changing, life-altering circumstances for you and I. Because guess what, friends, ladies and gentlemen, when you know that God is for you, and when you believe that, you tend to overcome hardships, obstacles, adversities in a whole different manner. I shared a video on Just Gorgeous TV on my Facebook about a man. He was at the beach, and the subtitle said, stop trying to control the uncontrollable. So he was on the beach on the ocean, and he was out there with his mop, and he was trying to mop all the water that's coming up the beach. And what a metaphor. What a metaphor and a reminder. Guess what, y'all? Be willing to let go of things that's beyond your control, and be willing to accept what is in front of you, and that you are able to move forward in a positive manner, right? And because in this lifetime, y'all, I don't know how old you are, but I do know how old I am. And I sure don't feel it. And I love it. I love it. I'm proud. I'm proud of the experiences. I am so excited, and I am just giving up my control to the Lord to help me walk, because I can't do this by myself. And I'm willing. I'm willing to give it up to the Lord and learn more about him, and have people who knows about him tell me their stories, tell me their testimony, and testify. This is the reason why we have Just Gorgeous TV, and I'm bringing on ladies and gentlemen who are out in the corporate world, whether they are, entrepreneurs, working in corporate, actors in Hollywood and whatnot. So that way, each and every one of you can see the spectrum of how God works in people's lives and how they are maneuvering and moving out there in the world. Okay. So with that being said, y'all, remember, if you did not tune into the principle of relationship, the principle of accountability, principle of motivation, and today is principle of willingness, I hope you are willing to share this broadcast, okay? And that you are willing to like, subscribe, and share Just Gorgeous TV in our YouTube channel and also Facebook. So if you have any questions, ladies and gentlemen, please go ahead and email me at marie@justgorgeous.com. That is on the link. And also, guess what, y'all? I have an amazing guest. She is a registered nurse. Yes, right? She is in the women's ministry. She's also an author. I met her a couple of years ago in Wisconsin for a women's conference. And her name, oh my gosh, is Diana. So Diana's going to join us on Just Gorgeous TV Live Talk on Friday at 5 p.m. PST. So please tune in, subscribe so you don't miss out on that segment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is all tonight. Oh, and by the way, I just got a text message from my anonymous viewer. She wanted to know, because this show says Just Gorgeous, she is wondering, why don't I ever talk about makeup? And then she had asked, what type of makeup do I wear? Oh my gosh. Good question, my love. Okay, so I wear a mixture of makeup. I know, kind of totally switch of pace, right? I do a mix and blend and whatnot. So I do drugstore makeup. There are certain makeup brands, and I can email them to you, or I can actually start putting them on my page, so that way you know. And in regards to my lip gloss, there's like 3 different lippies that I use to get the color that I want. Yeah. So, and who does my hair? That would be me. Who does my makeup? That would be me. But there are times where I have my daughter-in-law, who is Laura Nicole Sapien, who is a makeup artist and who also has a business called Laura Nicole Beauty, and she does eyelashes and whatnot. She also does my makeup. Okay, so just in case y'all wondering, maybe I'll have her do my makeup for the next week's segment, so y'all can check it out. With that being said, this is Marie with Just Gorgeous TV, where let's talk, keep it real, and move forward. And guess what, y'all? Don't forget to tell yourself, you are gorgeous. Mwah! Bye, guys.